What's up, you fools? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and welcome to another expert panel of the Eurovision 2019 season where the four of us and everyone on the ESC United team is reviewing the songs and sharing their thoughts and, of course, their scores at the very end. We'll have a ranking. So today it is Czech Republic's turn. I know some people call it Czechia by now, but the EB is still officially going with Czech Republic. Czechia is not catching on, apparently. So I'm going to stick with that just to make life a little easier for all of us. So anyway, they had, just like last year, a very interesting national final where like a handful of songs or so were actually competing, 5 or 6 songs in a national final. But it wasn't broadcast. It wasn't even like a live thing. It was just songs that were put online. And then jurors and the Czech Republic, they were able to vote for their favorites, so they were never actually live performed. And it was always very interesting how they pick it that way, but it happened. They found a winner, and the winner is Lake Malawi, friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend.
She's only a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. She's never home because she plays in a band. I don't know if you understand. She's only a friend of a friend of a friend.
The question is, are we going to be friendly towards it? Only one way to find out, and I'm going to give the floor to Robert from the UK.
No, we're not going to be friendly about this one. Well,
at least you're not.
Mean. I like to think constructive. I mean, I will be brutally honest to start off. Like, this is not my genre of song, okay? So understand everything going forwards. It's a genre I don't like, and so it hopefully doesn't come as too much of a shock. I don't really like this song. I don't like songs where the singer forgets that they're meant to be singing halfway through the song and just starts talking to us, because it's like the Eurovision Song Contest. I think the Eurovision Speech Contest is something else. So can we maybe try and not have the chatting to us a bit? And also that chorus, as Matt's alluding to there, a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I mean, oh, come on, guys, seriously? Like, there are some entries in the Eurovision this year where there are very repetitive choruses, but they know where they are, and they make fun of it, and it's part of the joke, and it's fine. This one doesn't have the jokey side. It just seems to think it's clever doing that. No, not a fan of that. I feel that it's just a very basic song. There's just like it's very in the background. There's not a lot going on. I don't find it massively interesting at any point. And I mean, I suppose I don't massively hate it per se, but I just feel that it's not my thing whatsoever. I don't get into it. It doesn't make much of an effort to really appeal to me. And as I say, there are just things that irk me a lot about it. So no, I am not a fan. Czech Republic, once again, not in my likes column this year,
Not
sadly.
in your likes comment. All right. So, well, Robert was not harsh, but, honest about his feelings. And my review is ditto. So basically, next. So he kind of, again, took the words out of my mouth. And it's not my genre. It's really, and I listened to it. I remember did like a reaction video to other Czech songs. And I'm like, it's maybe also the pitch of the voice that they're doing. It sounds mostly whiny to me than singing. It's like, he's a friend of a friend of. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. It just really is, it rubs me the wrong way. I get it. I'm not saying he's a bad singer, but it's really just the style of singing that is just not my cup of tea. And I was going to point out the same thing that Robert pointed out. It really feels as, like singing is hard, so I'll just start talking. And it also just really, really takes you out of the moment as well. So the package for me isn't there. It is a certain genre, as pointed out, and it'll appeal to some, right? I do think that there is, in particular, I feel like the juries could go for it. Maybe they won't go as crazy for it because of the talking part, but they sometimes do random stuff. So this is definitely on my radar with the juries. It just really comes down to my personal taste. I feel the cons outweigh the pros for me instead, whether it's the vocal part, the high-pitched voice, the friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and the whole, let's talk because. And for some, yeah, again, exactly what I'm criticizing is what's appealing to others. And it's just very fascinating to me how music does that. But I'm more with Robert on that. I don't think I feel quite as strongly about it, but it's more irritating to me than anything, but I can see some, at least, efforts in the song where I can see some redeeming qualities in that one. But it's basically, in a nutshell, the song is just not for me. That's all I can say. Sebastian, what about you?
I have a little bit hand tied like Robert also because Polish guys involved in creating the song Mr. True Bullet. So I need to be a little bit supportive for the Czech Republic song this year. I
So
can't
sorry.
blame and said everything at that. At the very beginning, when I heard this song in the pre-selection format in the Czech Republic, when I saw the performance of Lake Malawi in Vidbir, I guess it was semi-final one, if I correctly remember. And then when I saw that Jamala dancing to the song, I'm thinking only, oh man, only she have the fun tonight when she listened to it. So I'm completely not in it, absolutely. The song, as you said, both gentlemen, always is very repetitive for me at this point. And right now I know that she is his friend. But what's next? What's the deal behind the song? But very surprisingly for me, after listening to the revamp and watching this video clip, which is pretty cool, with this Instagram, Facebook, this social media thing, it looks really fantastic. One of the best video clips this year. Some way, somehow, very weirdly, this song a little bit grow on me with the time. So right now, I take all this stupidity of the song and repetitiveness, some way, somehow, as a stamp of the Eurovision, that some songs must be a little bit less creative, a little bit more repetitive. And this is how this life goes with the fans of the Eurovision. So right now, I see some value of this song, and I can see why people on televoting can vote for the Czech Republic. Because it can stand out some way, somehow. I don't know, it's good message or bad message. I have no idea at this moment. But still, I guess the song has some chance. Not that chance like Mikolas Josef last year, because it was phenomenal. Even if this song, I hate this so much. But still, this song is better than Mikolas, but I know it's a compliment. I don't guess.
All right. Interesting observation there on Sebastian's part. Moving on to Robert from Poland. Your thoughts? You bring up this more positive thoughts on this one?
Of course, it's also not my genre that I listen to usually, but exceptionally, this really stuck in my head. I mean, it's extremely catchy, and I just can't get it out of my head. It's so hard. It's in my top 10. I think it's just the lyrical content, of course, you discussed is kind of not cheesy and simple and I don't know. But the main part here, I think, is just the catchiness. The melody, it just easily stacks in your head and you just can't get it out. And I see that with some people, they have the same. Maybe the vocals indeed can be irritating because they are specific, but it doesn't bother me. Although usually it bothers me, but here it kind of works for me. I don't know what it is, but I expect something crazy like Mikolas did last year. They are going for the same concept. They had something crazy last year, and they have something crazy this year.
Different crazy, though. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's definitely different crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. The question is, though, what did we give them? What score? Let's find out together. Robert from the UK, what's your score?
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up last year's entry there, my namesake of mine from Poland. But I'm in the weird situation where I detested last year's entry, like absolute strong hatred for it. But I think it was a stronger entry. And yeah, this year I have a little bit more appreciation, and yet I don't think it would have a chance of doing as well. Sorry, Czech Republic, you either need to make it a lot better for me and just accept you're going to do terribly, or just decide that you can live with my hate and you might do well again. But I don't hate this song. There is enough there to keep me going. I do agree it is annoyingly catchy. The chorus, as much as I hate the triteness of the lyrics, it does stick in your head and there is something there. But that's about it. That's about the only thing I can say that's good about this song. 2 out of 10.
Ooh, 2 out of 10. Well, here's the good news. I'm giving Czech Republic twice as many points. I'm giving it 4. Take that.
Generous.
And I mean, again, everything that Robert said, I agree with it. And I just feel less strongly, I guess. That's just a way to phrase it. I also agree that the song is annoyingly catchy, the chorus. But it's one of that drives you nuts. Like you just, do your dishes or you just vacuum, like, friend of a friend of a... shut up. It's one of those things. And but hey, I'm always saying that's also very powerful. Because if people sit like, okay, friend of a friend, oh yeah, that one, maybe that is good. Because one thing you will need at the very end of the day is something that for you people to remember. Go ahead, Sebastian. What's your score?
So I'm even more generous than you because I'm giving 50% more than you to the song, some way, somehow. Yeah.
We're working our way up slowly here.
Yeah. Czech Republic, everything is going very well for you right now.
Going up.
Yeah, quite honestly, it's not gonna be my favorite Eurovision song ever, and also from Czech Republic history of competing here, that's for sure. But somehow I feel this sympathy to this song, to these guys, and somehow I see them advancing to the final and mixing some on the middle of the table, maybe just ending of the left side or big top of the right side. I see this happen, and I think that Czech Republic deserve it, quite honestly. And I'm also like Robert from UK said, I appreciated that this song much more better than last year.
So
yeah,
if my
6
math
points.
does 6 points, so that means Robert from Poland, you have to follow the trend. Does it mean 8 points from you? Or you're gonna ruin it
No,
completely?
not an 8, even higher, a 9. A
You
9
ruined the
out of
system.
10.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Yeah,
right. I
sorry.
think we should disqualify
Forgive
those
me.
points. They don't count.
Okay.
Now, how
I'm
many
going
points
out.
did you give it?
Well, 9. Why? It's just extremely catchy. That's all. I think that the simplicity, that's what people like, and maybe they will go for that. It's not a complicated song. Like everyone can sing to it, even though, like you all remember, friend of a friend of a friend. Everyone from here. So yeah, that's in our heads somehow. And yeah, I think Czech Republic again does have a good chance to qualify from semi-final 1.
What we are doing now is grab all scores, not just the 4 of us, but everyone on the ESC United team. We're talking about a bunch of votes and create this final score. And that is the score for Czech Republic, friend of a friend, 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 is 5.73. So, Sebastian, you surprised about that one, or you think that's what you expected?
Not so much. I was thinking about 6 or 7 even, because I know that this song gathered so many support on YouTube, especially when we are reading to the comments on the Facebook. So I know there's lots of people who like this song much. But for my personal taste, as I give 6 points, it's pretty okay, pretty accurate rate. So I'm okay with that.
Robert, any thoughts on your end, or because you were the one that was not as smitten by it?
Yeah, far too high, ridiculous, overrated. Woo! Yeah, well, I mean, I know that I'm on the extreme end of disliking this as much as I do. So yeah, I suppose I know that plenty of people like this, so I can't say that that's a huge shock. I had hoped for something that was closer to 5, but yeah, whatevs.
What else? Well, now it's your turn, everyone. Do you agree with that it's catchy or annoyingly catchy? Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. You can also vote. There is a link to our poll, and let's see if you like it better than we do, or maybe lower. Only one way to find out. There's also the score to all of our reviews that we've done so far, and find out where Czech Republic ends up at. Anyway, we got to move on to the next review. Have a good day.